And then what else I can do? I can change the number formats. If you look at this number tab here under home tab, we have this the number section. The default is always general, but we can change it. Like for example, for here, I have a currency, but it doesn't show the dollar sign. We usually use dollar sign to show that, okay, this is currency. So I can go to this general and then choose currency. See that I have 2 decimal points. I can get rid of that. I can go here and then it says decrease a decimal, and this one increase the decimal. I want to decrease it, and I click it twice, 1, 2, and I should select this and then 1, 2. See, I got rid of those 2 decimal points. I can also do the same thing here and then centered my values. I think now it looks much better. All right, another exciting thing and one of the best things about working with Excel is the autofill option. If you click on each of these cells, you can see this little green square here, which is your fill handle. And as I move the mouse, you see that it's converts to a plus sign. And I can click it and then drag. But how I can use it, you can use that to autofill or copy the content to other cells. For example, if I delete these numbers and I click on this one, I can just simply drag and then copy this content to the next rows. Or if I double click, it will autofill the rest of the rows for me, right? But it's not only that you can copy the same content to other rows. You can also use this fill option here, sorry, series option here, series, to fill an incremental list. So here, I start with this cell, and then Excel is asking me whether I want to fill a row or a column. Mine is a column, right? I want numbers here. So what I want to do, let's say that Mike is 22 and Ellen is 24. You can only use this series option when you have a series. What it means that there is the difference between this row and this row is equal to the difference between this row and this row, which is 2. That difference, the difference between the each of these rows, is called step value. So I want to have 22 here and 24 here, and the step value from this number to this number to this number is 2. So I know that I have a series here, so I can use this option. Of course, it's much more practical if you have a bigger list and you don't have to do to fill that series manually. You can simply use this. So I go to this column and my step value is 2. It's asking you, where do you want to stop? So you start with 20 and start adding to each of these numbers, but I need to tell Excel when to stop. I want it to stop at 24. And there you go. Now I might say, you can do this with autofill as well, because Excel can learn from the patterns. I create a pattern here. The pattern is that the difference between this and this number is 2. I select both, and I go to this autofill, you see, and drag. Next is 24. Next is 26. You see, Excel learns from the patterns. You can even do this, like I have E1 B2. And I want to fill the series. I select my pattern and drag B3, B4, B5, B6. One of the most useful thing about the Excel. I can do it with days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So you can try other series that you might think that you can fill with Excel. So go ahead and try some of these series and see what you can do using this autofill option. But the other important thing that is covered by Excel is doing calculation on numbers. We can do analysis in Excel environment, right? So I can go here, for example, and then sum these numbers, right? How you do that? You always start with an equal button. Sorry, with an equal sign. And then one traditional way, how we do it on paper is that we click on this cell. You see, it was shown on the formula bar. This is formula bar. This cell is shown on formula bar. Plus sign. Next, again, D6. This is the number of this cell. That's how we written cell numbers, right? D5, D6, plus sign, and finally D7, and enter. And this is the sum. This is correct. But that's the difficult way to sum these numbers. Can you simply say equal and then use the functions that are available in Excel? So I say sum. I know that sum function is available. You see that Excel gives me this prompt, and I can see the list of the sum functions here. I'm going to use this sum function and then simply go to this range that I want to sum and then select it. Or as you can see, it shows you how it looks like. You can choose each of the cells that you want to sum and separate them by a comma. But here, I just choose my range, and you see it shows my range D5 through D7, and I hit enter, and there you go. Now I have the sum. I can give it a name here, make it, let's say, call it total. What else we can do? We can also I was thinking that shouldn't be correct total. Sorry. We can give it another title. Let's say I want to say that this is called students records calculate. You see what happens again is spills over, right? But I don't want to adjust the column because I want my column width to be as wide as this title, but not this title. What we can do is that you can select this range and merge and center your main title. I go to this, do you see this? Merge and center, click, merge and center. Now I have a nice title. Again, I bold it and I increase the font. And maybe I increase the row height too. I can go to this format, row height. See the default is 15. I put 17 and make it a little wider. Right. What else I can do? I can fill it. It makes it stand out. Looks much better. I use this. Let's go with this blue color. Right. Now our table looks much better and is have a better readability.